Danielle Busby's illness. OutDaughtered star opens up about being sick, details random symptoms. Danielle Busby is going through a different kind of journey this season on OutDaughtered. The mom of 6 is trying to figure out what is happening to her body after some very scary episodes over the last several months. Fans who follow Danielle on social media may be aware that she is experiencing health issues, but as of now, there is still no official diagnosis for her. What is wrong with Danielle on OutDaughtered? After watching the season premiere of OutDaughtered, viewers wanted to know more about what is happening with Danielle Busby. Several moments throughout the new season will include Danielle visiting doctor appointments, dealing with alarming symptoms, and more as she and her husband, Adam Busby, push to get to the bottom of what is affecting the reality TV star. While talking to people, Danielle and Adam opened up about what their journey has been like as they try and stay on top of whatever is happening to her. Without answers, things are scary for the couple. She said, "What I'm learning is that it's an uphill journey of trying to discover some type of possible autoimmune disease." Danielle went on to say, "So it's not something that's easily identified. My symptoms are so random and so extreme on certain days and like a little bit more calm or relaxed on other days." What symptoms has Danielle Busby been dealing with? As she continues to explain what it is like living in limbo, the symptoms Danielle Busby experiences are extreme and random. Finding the path to a diagnosis hasn't been easy, and she has been through a battery of tests as she seeks out and attends appointments from various doctors, including a rheumatologist and a cardiologist. The OutDaughtered star was admitted to the emergency room last year after experiencing some sensations in her arms and legs that worried both her and Adam. As new symptoms pop up, they are evaluated and used to help point the specialists in a direction of answers. Currently, Danielle isn't any closer to a diagnosis as she was when everything began a few months ago. Adam Busby has been sharing photos of their journey, and while they are sharing as much as they feel comfortable sharing, they are also asking for privacy. Being a wife and a mother of 6 little girls is what Danielle Busby is living for, and while some days are hard for her, she is leaning on her faith and family. Catching up with the Busby family, local family stars in TLC's OutDaughtered. Since 2016, the Busby family from League City has been sharing with the world their sweet and what Uncle Dale from OutDaughtered does for a living today job, income, and real-life update. Life on the hit TLC series, OutDaughtered. The show is back for Season 9, and they stopped by Houston Life to chat about this brand new season and what life is like navigating a house full of girls. This series follows married couple Adam and Danielle Busby as they raise their oldest daughter Blake, who is now 12, and 8-year-old all-girl quintuplets Olivia, Hazel, Riley, Parker, and Ava. Fans have been awaiting the show's return for 2 years and can expect adorable and funny moments like their first dance recital and a long-awaited daddy-daughter-daughter-daughter-daughter-daughter dance. This season, viewers can also see how Adam takes on more household responsibilities as Danielle devotes more hours to running the family business, Grace & B, a clothing store located in League City, Texas. OutDaughtered moments only parents will understand. TLC's OutDaughtered is one of the cutest reality shows on TV. The series, which follows the Busby family in Houston, Texas, has seen parents Adam and Danielle Busby adapt to having 6 daughters, and the show has been entertaining from the start. The Busbys and their oldest daughter, Blake, welcomed the first all-female set of quintuplets to be born in the United States back in 2015. When Danielle gave birth to Ava Lane, Olivia Marie, Hazel Grace, Parker Kate, and Riley Page, the Busbys became a family of 8. OutDaughtered has shown the highs, the lows, and everything in between that the sweet family has gone through. From watching the Quints in the neonatal intensive care unit, or NICU, to seeing them off to their first day of school, the hit TLC series has shared it all. Of course, OutDaughtered has something for everyone, but there are certain OutDaughtered moments that only parents will understand. When Adam Busby was left alone with the Quints on OutDaughtered, fathers everywhere understood. With 6 daughters, it's a wonder that Adam and Danielle Busby don't feel completely overwhelmed at all times. However, they manage to handle it all with a sense of humor and plenty of love. Well, for the most part. On one episode of OutDaughtered, Danielle left the Quints home alone with Adam, and to say it was a stressful time for the father. While he was trying to wrangle all the kids, Adam told the cameras he was having a hard time just doing what Danielle does on a daily basis. Without Danielle here to help, I'm reminded how difficult it is to keep up with all these kids and keep the house in order at the same time, he said, visibly stressed. Additionally, Adam asked the Quints, "How does mommy even keep up with y'all all day long?" No doubt that dads everywhere could definitely understand his feelings. If there's one partner who is home with the kids most of the time, and then the other partner has to take over that responsibility, it's a tough wake-up call. When OutDaughtered's Adam and Danielle Busby left the Quints with their aunt and uncle, chaos ensued. Every parent knows the anxiety and worry that comes with leaving your children alone with someone who isn't you. Whether you're leaving your kids with a family member, a friend, or a babysitter, it's nerve-wracking just because you can't be there to oversee everything that happens. Well, in an episode of OutDaughtered, Adam and Danielle Busby left the Quints with Danielle's sister Crystal and her husband Dale, and obviously chaos. After Adam and Danielle left, Dale told the cameras that, even though he loved his nieces, it was a little stressful to be alone with them. "I like being around the babies, but when it's just me and Crystal, we gotta do everything," he said, visibly exhausted. Of course, as soon as their parents left, all 5 Quints immediately started crying. In that moment, parents everywhere could definitely understand how Adam and Danielle felt leaving and how Crystal and Dale felt watching the kids. Sure, it was hard on everyone, but when the OutDaughtered Quints were too excited to sleep on vacation. Vacation. For many families, it's a time of rest and relaxation. But when you have 6 kids, a vacation can sometimes be more stressful than just staying at home. That isn't to say that a vacation to a new and exciting place isn't worth it, but it's simply different than a vacation without kids. For instance, on Season 5 of OutDaughtered, the Busby family went on a Disney cruise with all 6 girls and several members of their extended family as well. The trip was hectic, to say the least, but there was one moment in particular that pretty much any parent could relate to, when the Quints were too excited to go to sleep. Adam and Danielle Busby were both exhausted from traveling, but all 5 Quints were too pumped up about being on a Disney cruise to go right to bed. "All one is for the girls to rest, us to be able rest," Danielle shared. Of course, the kids eventually calmed down, but Adam and Danielle's struggle was totally relatable. When the Quints on OutDaughtered were scared during the Halloween season. When you have kids, one of the best parts of watching them grow up is getting to see them celebrate the holidays each year. Watching them dig into a Thanksgiving feast, search for Easter eggs, and dress up for Halloween is seriously exciting and super adorable. But sometimes, the kids don't take that well to the holidays, and that's something no one knows that better than the Busbys. During one episode of OutDaughtered, the Busbys were getting ready to celebrate Halloween, and everyone was excited to see all 6 girls dressed up in costumes. However, it all proved to be a little much for the Quints, as they started to get scared after seeing some Halloween decorations and costumes. Honestly, who could blame them? Halloween is scary even for adults, but only parents will understand what it's like to have a kid afraid of Halloween. No. When Parker struggled with anxiety on OutDaughtered. As a parent, one of the hardest things to deal with is to watching your child suffer through something that you can't immediately make better. And in Season 5 of OutDaughtered, that's exactly what Adam and Danielle Busby went through when one of the Quints, Parker Kate, started to really struggle with her anxiety. Parker's anxiety got so bad that the Busbys took her to an occupational therapist to figure out what they could do to help her. Parker hates new things and being in the spotlight, Danielle told the cameras during the episode. It was a hard situation, but one every parent could relate to, even if their child doesn't struggle with anxiety specifically. "It's hard to know what the right path is to take," Adam said. "All parents know that making decisions for your child is tough, and, in the case of Parker's anxiety, when the OutDaughtered Quints wouldn't exactly cooperate for the camera. Even though the entire Busby family is pretty used to being on camera since they've been filmed before the Quints were born, that doesn't mean it's always easy. As any parent who has tried to get their kid to sit still, smile, or just behave for the camera knows, sometimes it just isn't going to happen. As reality television stars, the Busbys know that all too well. For example, on Season 5 of OutDaughtered, Adam Busby shot a commercial for a line of vitamins in his home, starring the Quints. Even though the Quints are used to being filmed, Parker Kate felt a little too much pressure, and she needed time to adjust. Additionally, all the girls were a little rowdy and rambunctious, making the situation even more difficult for Adam, who had to take some time to go comfort Parker. "I think you can do it," he told his daughter. "But if you don't want to, that's okay." Of course, all parents know what it's like when your kid won't cooperate, so moms and dads everywhere likely felt Adam's stress. When OutDaughtered's Busbys got the Quints' new beds, and all hell broke loose. For most kids, change is hard. As parents know, whether you change up your kid's bedtime routine, school schedule, or sleeping patterns, it will definitely take some time for them to adjust. The Busbys learned that firsthand when they got the Quints' all-new big girl beds, and it was a lot harder to deal with than just putting the beds together. In fact, that might have been the easiest part. "I think that Danielle just doesn't like the stress of having to make the change," Adam Busby told the cameras during an OutDaughtered episode after his wife expressed she wasn't ready for all the girls to be in big girl beds. But when Danielle Busby went out of town, Adam went ahead and got new beds for all the Quints. And it was pretty hard for him to get the girls down to sleep. When the potty training got a little hectic on OutDaughtered. As every parent knows, when the time comes to potty train your child, so too comes the time to prepare for the worst. Arguments, accidents, and so much more will happen, so you just have to brace yourself for it. Adam and Danielle Busby definitely know that to be true, as their potty training didn't go as smoothly as they would have hoped. On an episode of OutDaughtered, the parents tried to teach the Quints how to use the toilet as opposed to them just going in their diapers, and it was a little confusing for the kids at first. "I think the girls think that bathroom time is playtime," Danielle told the cameras during the episode, clearly overwhelmed at teaching them to use the toilet all at once. It wasn't easy to get all girls to understand how to use the toilet, so Adam and Danielle ended up taking them to the bathroom every hour so they would get it. Potty training is hard. And this was a moment, parents, when Adam and Danielle Busby tried to discipline the Quints on OutDaughtered. It's no secret that disciplining children is never really an easy task. It's not exactly fun for parents to have to teach their children right from wrong or to punish them when they disobey, and it's definitely not any fun for kids, either. That's just a universal truth, which is why, when the Busbys started to teach the Quints about discipline on OutDaughtered, it was so relatable to parents. On Season 5 of OutDaughtered, Adam and Danielle Busby decided to implement a new discipline system in which the parents would count to 3, giving the girls 2 warnings before a consequence. However, when the parents were trying to explain the system to the girls, there was some misunderstanding at first. For instance, when Danielle tried to tell them about getting a warning, one Quint thought she said "morning," causing Danielle to repeat herself several times. The moment was adorable and hilarious, and surely exhausting for Danielle. Teaching your children about discipline isn't easy, and parents everywhere could understand this moment of the show especially. When the Quints had a sleepover on OutDaughtered, and the parents were a little stressed. 4 or 5 little girls having a sleepover probably sounds like the best night of their life. But for their parents, not so much. On an episode of OutDaughtered, Adam and Danielle Busby attempted to let the Quints have a sleepover with their cousins, and no parent would be surprised to learn that it was a truly hectic night for all. All the parents at the sleepover were overwhelmed, including Danielle's sister and brother-in-law Crystal and Dale. When Dale spoke to the cameras about the sleepover, he said he thought Crystal was underestimating the chaos that was about to take place. Dale added that Crystal made it seem like it's going to be all perfect and we're all going to sing Kumbaya and make s'mores, but I mean they're dangerous when they're together, honestly. Danielle agreed, telling her sister, "They're going to be all hitting each other, picking each other's boogers." Sounds like a good time, and definitely a situation all parents have been in when they let their kids have a. When Ava was sick and Danielle was worried on an episode of OutDaughtered. Though they may live in a nice house and star on a hit reality show, at the end of the day, the Busbys are still just regular people who have problems like everyone else. Specifically, on Season 5 of OutDaughtered, while Danielle Busby was waking the girls up, she noticed that daughter Ava was making some scary wheezing sounds while she was trying to breathe. "It sounds like someone's struggling to breathe, and that is terrifying," Danielle said in the episode. Obviously, no parent wants to watch their kids feel sick, and this was an especially difficult moment for the Busbys. It was like she was fine, and then all of a sudden, and that's what's even more scary to me because it was just so quick, Danielle continued. Eventually, Adam and Danielle learned that their house was infested with mold, which was what was causing Ava's breathing problems, so at least they figured out what was wrong. Still, all parents can understand how terrifying it is to have a sick child. When Danielle Busby tried to go house hunting with the Quints in tow on OutDaughtered. On Season 5 of OutDaughtered, after Adam and Danielle Busby learned their home had a big mold problem, they had to search for a rental house to live in until theirs was done getting cleaned and repaired. In one episode, Danielle tried to go with her mother, a realtor the Quints affectionately call Mimi, to find a suitable living arrangement for the foreseeable future. Unfortunately, that meant Danielle had to take the Quints with her, which made house hunting all the more stressful. At one point in the episode, Hazel played in a toilet in a home they were visiting, and, later on, a few Quints tried to hide in a closet. The Quints definitely are not helping my stress level right now, Danielle told the cameras in the episode. Honestly, if any parent has ever tried to run errands with a kid, they know how difficult it is, but house hunting with 5 toddlers sounds even more stressful. When Christmas morning wasn't exactly all joyous on one OutDaughtered episode. For a lot of families, Christmas morning is a super special time to be with each other, hang out in pajamas, and just enjoy the company of family and friends. However, when you have young kids, Christmas morning is usually the furthest thing from relaxing, which is especially true when you add in a painful medical procedure. As fans saw on Season 5 of OutDaughtered, Danielle Busby had to undergo wisdom teeth surgery mere days before Christmas, so, when the big day rolled around, she was. Unfortunately, all I wanted for Christmas was for Danielle to feel better, Adam Busby told the cameras during the episode. While Danielle was able to sit in the living room with her family for a little bit, she eventually needed to go lay down in bed. Of course, their Christmas was still perfect, but that was definitely a moment all parents could sympathize with, as no one wants to spend Christmas with their family in. When one Quint got new glasses on OutDaughtered, it was a lot to take in. Fans of OutDaughtered are well acquainted with Hazel Busby's eye condition. Hazel has had to undergo surgery for her eyes, and her glasses are just one way in which fans are able to tell her apart. According to TLC, Hazel has an eye condition called nystagmus that causes her eyes to flutter uncontrollably. In order to help with her nystagmus, Hazel has had glasses for pretty much her whole life. But on Season 6 of OutDaughtered, Hazel got fitted for new big girl glasses, and it was a moment Adam and Danielle Busby won't forget anytime soon. "Hazel, you look so darn grown up," Danielle said in the episode, while Adam told their daughter, "You look so cute." It was a super sweet moment, and parents everywhere could relate to seeing their children seemingly grow up in the blink of an eye. Whether it's taking their first steps, getting new glasses, or learning to read, all of those milestones are precious to parents, no matter how many kids. When the Quints made a huge mess in their new house on OutDaughtered, everyone knows that kids make messes. That's just part of the package deal you get when you have babies. But there are times when your kids make a mess at the absolute worst possible time. Maybe it's when you're about to have company over or right before you have to leave for work. Whatever the case, every parent knows the pain of their kid making a disaster at home, which no one knows better than Adam and Danielle Busby. In an episode of OutDaughtered, just after the Busbys moved into their new rental home, the Quints made a huge mess in one of the rooms. "Danielle, they did it again," Adam yelled to his wife in the episode when he discovered the huge mess the girls made. "It is taking every ounce of self-control not to just run out of this house," he continued. Having Quints is messy business, but so is parenthood in general. At the end of the day, the Busbys have a full and happy life, stressful parenting moments and all. OutDaughtered's Adam and Danielle Busby just celebrated an exciting anniversary. OutDaughtered's Danielle and Adam Busby's story has been a bit of a whirlwind. For starters, the reality TV stars welcomed 6 adorable daughters in just 7 years. But how did their own love story begin, and exactly how long have Adam and Danielle Busby have married? As it turns out, their romance goes back further than you might have imagined. Danielle and Adam Busby have been sharing their busy, hectic life at home with quintuplet daughters Ava Lane, Olivia Marie, Hazel Grace, Riley Page, and Parker Kate, the only all-female Quints in the United States, according to People, as well as big sister, 7-year-old Blake Louise, since their TLC show premiered in 2016. Looking back at the couple's history over the last few years, it's hard to believe that the Busbys actually just celebrated 12 years of wedded bliss this month, as Adam and Danielle each shared on their respective Instagram accounts this past weekend. Adam captioned a photo of the couple on the beach. 12 years of marriage has been good to us. Best 12 years of my life, and they keep getting better. On Danielle's Instagram, she shared a sweet selfie of the pair with the caption, 12 years of marriage to this handsome man. Love you, Buzz at Adam Buzz, more and more as the years go by. The Houston-based family has won kudos from viewers who relate to their every family appeal. With the spouses having clashed on air over everything from money to time management, it's especially nice to see them having survived the early years with their brood, with so much love for each other. Although reality shows can be exaggerated, the Busbys in particular are ultra-relatable in the struggles they've gone through, including trying to figure out how to pay for childcare when Danielle wanted to go back to work, to medical issues including Adam's depression and anxiety, as well as young Hazel's vision problems. And having met and then later fell in love while working at Target years ago, according to Style Blueprint, makes them all the more relatable. Luckily, a lot of these hardships are in the past as the couple celebrates 12 years as a couple and another season of their beloved reality show. The couple, who recently vacationed in Negril, Jamaica, have said that keeping their bond intact remains a top priority. I think the importance of having time with your spouse is the only way your kids will have a happy surrounding, Danielle recently told in Touch Weekly. And a happy life is if your marriage is happy, Danielle added in the same interview in Touch Weekly. With the Quints getting bigger and older, things are getting a little easier for them, at least in the sense that the kids can express themselves. All day, every day, our house has 6 or so different conversations going on at one time, and you have to try and keep up with all of them, Danielle shared with TLC. And with clips from upcoming episodes showing that the family will deal with potty training, big kid beds, the upshot of Hurricane Harvey, and preschool, it's safe to say the Busby story is far from over.